All right, and here we go. We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. It is currently 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics. And I'd like to welcome each and every one of you, whether you watch this live or you watch it days, weeks, or months later. Anybody who likes them or shares them, it's always appreciated, but absolutely not necessary or expected. While I'm waiting for people to come in, because when I make my live videos, I just decide, hey, this is the time I want to make the video. So most people don't know until a little bit into the video. Don't forget to sign up for the cashback program. It's free to sign up. The link is in the description. I also put it in the live chat. If you click on that and you sign up and spend $25 or more within the first 90 days, you get a $10 sign-up bonus. It works. Trust me on this. I've done it. Many people have. And I also get a one-time fee, so it helps my channel for the referral. So if anybody can even share the link, it really helps. And like I said, you have to spend, and it could be more than just comics. It could be anywhere. Just spend $25 or more within the first 90 days of signing up. So the link is in the description. Tina, welcome. Also, don't forget I'm selling my comics. Not every one of them, of course, and none that you're going to see here, at least not for a while. The link is also in the description. I'm selling some of my mystery boxes. If you do a mystery box unboxing of one of my videos, well, if you make a video of one of my comics and you let me know in advance, I will throw in an extra comic book for free. So check out the different levels. And I see we already got some people coming in. So I always spend a little bit of time in the beginning waiting for people to come on in. So Tina, welcome. Matt, Raul, Michael, Lee is here. Nigel is here. Welcome. Let me put on the video. I'm going to show my top 10 graded books. This has been updated. It's been a little while since I did one. I've done top 30 and everything. But I figured this will be a little bit of a shorter video, so you don't have to spend 2 hours watching one of my videos. But if you do, that's always appreciated. So, we got more people coming in. Alex, good to see you. Orchid, good to see you. Collector, Chris, love the first name. They all say hello. Alright, so let's get into it. Now, I always mention the significance of the books. I always talk about the price that I paid for it. A lot of these, you're not going to pay the prices that I paid, because a couple of these I got years ago. But you never know. Don't be afraid to ask for deals or wait for deals. And then I tell you what the current value is. Now, it is based on GoCollect.com, and they base their prices on CGC graded books, so the price may vary a little bit depending on who graded it. So a lot of these still have potential of going up, because my thing is, if you're going to spend money on comics for investment purposes, you don't want what I call the flavor of the month, which is the books that are brand new, that are untested, that get hot really quick. You spend a lot of money, it seems like they're going to go great, and then all of a sudden they just jump off the face of the earth, and those $100 books are now $5 books. These books that I'm going to show you, almost all of these are going to continue to rise. And even though some of them are going to be quite expensive, you haven't seen even close to the tops of them yet, so you may want to consider some of these. But again, these are not going to be cheap books. But you never know. Look in yard sales, look in antique stores, do trades if you have to. You know, if you're a roofer and you don't have money to buy a book, maybe offer to do somebody a roofing job and they pay you in a comic book if they have it. Use your brain. There's always ways. All right, so enough people are in here. Let's get to the first one. This is number 10. And this is a book I was recommending for a long time. I got 2 of these. I bought these a couple years ago. This is Captain Marvel number 17. This is the second print. It's the first time you see Kamala Khan on the cover. Now, we know she's going to start making appearances soon in the MCU. So this book has definitely spiked up and is going to continue to grow. Whether it stays that way, not sure. This book, and you can see it's got the blue label on the bottom because that's a second print. The first print is got a different cover, and it's got the red down here. But this only was limited to 1,000 copies. I bought 2 of these raw, got them graded at CGC years ago, and they both came back 9.8s. This one was the most expensive one. I paid, with shipping costs and grading costs, I paid a total of $88.88 for this book. So that is including the cost of grading. Because remember, you know, I see so many people showing prices of books and then they get the book graded. If you spent $100 on a book, first of all, you got to include the price of the shipping. So if you spent, let's say, $10, You didn't spend $100 in the book. You spent $110. Then, if you go and get this graded, there's shipping costs, there is return insurance, there is the price to get them graded, especially if you do express delivery, which a lot of people do, because, you know, you send them the CGC, you're going to wait 3 months with the regular if you're lucky. So you have to factor that into the price. Otherwise, that's why most businesses fail. There's a difference between net and gross. So this is a total cost of $88.88, which includes the grading. You're not going to get anywhere near that price anymore. This is a book I was telling people back in 2016 to purchase. Hopefully people took advantage of this book. But being graded a 9.8 CGC, the current value of this book as of now is approximately $1,500. So you're going to spend about $800 or more raw. You might be better off taking the chance with that, but that is definitely a book that still has potential, provided, you know, they don't do too much, you know, social justice stuff with her, and they do it right, because they did it right with Miles Morales. So if Marvel can do the same thing as what Sony did with Miles Morales, it has potential. So fingers crossed they don't go too SJW on it. All right. So, next up, number 9. This is another book I was trying to get for years. This is Brave and the Bold, number 28. This is the first appearance of the Justice League of America. I got this raw, got this pressed and graded, so no matter what company you send them to, I highly recommend getting these books pressed and dry cleaned. It can raise the grade sometimes 1.5 to 2 points. Now, of course, that's not guaranteed because it depends on the condition of the book. I mean, if it's brittle or the staples are about to be pulled out, sometimes they can even go down. So make sure you know what comics you're sending and paying attention to what can and cannot be fixed. But I got this. It came back. I sent it to PGX, which, by the way, I have a deal with. I send 4 comics in every month to get graded. They charge me nothing for it, and I put an advertisement on my videos. So I also have a deal for you guys. I mean, obviously you don't have to use PGX, but they have grader's notes that you can put on the back if you ask for them. That was one of my ideas. It's $5 each. The link is in the description. There's also, if you send 10 or more in, you'll get one of them pressed for free if you use the We Love Comics free press in the invoice. And I should be getting my 4 comics back soon. But this is definitely a great book, because DC isn't doing that great with their characters, although I will say we saw Joker, and it's a pretty good movie. I won't give any spoilers or anything. A little slow. They don't do too much on the actual Joker. It's more of the origin of how he became the Joker. That's as much as I'm going to say, and most people know about that anyway. But this is the time to buy some DC books, when most people don't want them. Now, this book has actually gone a little bit down in value. That, to me, is not a scare point. That scares most people. That's a buying opportunity, because if you think books like this are going to stay low, well, you're not investing properly, or you're listening to the wrong advice. Remember, any investment that's worth a grain of salt, any person is going to say buy low and sell high. So I paid $1,370 for this book. It came back with off-white pages, 3.5. This book currently is worth about $1,650. So it has gone down a little bit, but like I said, that is not going to stay that way. So this is a good time to be purchasing books like that if you can afford them, even in lower grade. All right. Number 8. This is another book. I had one other copy. I sold it. It was a lower grade. But this is Amazing Spider-Man number 3. This is the first appearance of Doc Ock. I would love to see him as part of this rumor for the Sinister Six. Whether it happens or not, who knows, because they might be doing a lot more of the characters they haven't really done yet. But still, I mean, Amazing Spider-Man number 3, first appearance of a major Spider-Man villain. You cannot go wrong with this book. So I got this one. I bought it raw. The people that were selling it said it would be a 6.0, but as you can see, it definitely did not come back a 6.0. So I paid a little bit more than I should have, but you know what? Sometimes that's going to happen, but I still paid less than what it's worth. So that is the key. But of course, this came back off-white pages, and this has a Stan Lee story. Like I said, I paid $1,454.20. Actually, I don't know if I said that, but this book currently is worth about $1,900. And again, that's graded by GoCollect.com, and that's based on CGC. So PGX, of course, will be a little bit less. So still plenty of potential. This is a book to hold on to. All right. Next up, this one actually has grader's notes on it. This is the one that I got just recently. This is why I tell people, check eBay. This is a book I paid after grading fees and everything. I bought this year. I paid a total of $215.20 for this book. The person said this was a reader's copy. Now, because I know what the books look like and I spend a lot of time paying attention to grades, when I saw the images of this book, I said there is no way that this book is a reader copy. So the person selling it did not know what they were talking about. So as you can see, I got it pressed and dry cleaned. It came back a 7.5. This is the first appearance of, well, second full appearance of Wolverine. First appearance of Colossus, Storm, Nightcrawler, and Thunderbird, who you don't see much of, unfortunately, because he dies in X-Men 95. I mean, spoiler alert. But, I mean, this book is worth about, well, I paid, like I said, I paid $215.20. That's with shipping and handling and the grader's fees. This book is currently worth about $1,950. X-Men is going to be announced in the MCU, not if, but it's about when. So this book is going to continue to rise. So even if you can get your hands on a 0.5, get this book, which, oh, by the way, I am selling one of these on my website. So I have a lot of key issues that I'm actually surprised people have not purchased yet. So I'll post the link here for it. I think I'm only selling it for $499. So that book is going to continue to go up. If by the end of this month no one buys my it's a lower grade book, it's maybe a 1.8 to a 2.0, but still for $499, I'm surprised no one's picked it up. If by the end of this month no one buys it, I'm going to just take it down and hold on to it. But this is absolutely a book to get, and this is why I tell people all the time, check eBay, especially newly listed comics. Not everybody that's selling things knows what they're selling. Plenty of people, like at yard sales, will sell stuff like antiques that they think is garbage, that's worth thousands of dollars if you know what you're looking for. I also got a Hulk 180. It came back a 9.0. Another one that said it was probably a 2 or a 3.0 grade. I think I spent $5 on it. It's worth $1,000. I also got Amazing Spiderman number 129. I think I spent $149 on it. And this is all this year. And that book came back a 6.5. So make sure you know what you're doing, because books like this can be acquired for much cheaper. Because I see people all the time saying, oh, well, I can't afford these books. I guarantee you most people may not be able to afford this at $1,900, but can probably afford it at $215. So look for comics and know what to look for, because you can find deals, and I show it all the time. So again, I'm selling one of my X-Men, Giant Size X-Men number 1. The link is in the description. There's only one. I'm actually surprised no one's bought it yet. But if you want to get it, I'll send it to you priority mail. And you know me, if you've ordered from me before, I package things very well. Alright, so let's get to the next one. Number 5 on the list. This is another one I just fell into. This is another book I was looking for the longest time. This is Showcase number 22, and forgive the lighting. I still got to work on this room, so I got to set up the lighting better. So forgive me on this. Please be kind in the comment section. But this is the first Silver Age appearance of Green Lantern, and the first appearance of Abin Shore and Carol Ferris. I don't know if that really means anything, but I got this. It was somebody selling it somewhere in Eastern Europe. I don't remember the country. They were selling it. It was probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. And instead of Showcase 22, they wrote Shoecase 22. So if you typed in Showcase, because eBay, you have to be exact with what you type, it did not come up. But I saw this late at night. Only one person bid, which was the minimum. I only had to pay $5 more than what the minimum bid was to get this book, which after grading, after shipping and everything, was only $810. I got this pressed and dry cleaned. It came back a 3.0 with creamed off-white pages. Who knows? I mean, there's going to be the Green Lantern Corps movie, whether it happens or not. You know, until it happens, you know, nothing is guaranteed. But if that book does well, even though it's probably not going to have this character, you never know. There might be cameo appearances or Easter eggs or something like that. Or he could be a backup character or a future character. Who knows? Because they're going to be, I think the rumor is Jon Stewart is going to star in it. But any Green Lantern will go up in value. So right now, the value of this book is around $2,200. So that's almost a 300% roughly profit if I was to sell it. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be selling this one anytime soon. But again, I paid $810. That's after the shipping from a country in Europe and with grading costs. Because, you know, I do have to pay for the shipping and everything. So deals can be found. Never give up and don't discourage yourself. All right, next up. This is another book I was telling people to get for years. When I bought this book, people laughed at me for spending $96 on this book. After grading, I paid a total of $110 for this book. It's worth a lot more than that now. And that is Edge of Spiderverse number 2. This is the 1 in 25 variant. This is the first appearance of Spider-Gwen. Now, we have not seen the last of Spider-Gwen yet. She's got a lot more future in the Sony Spider-Verse. So this book is going to continue to rise. This is another rare comic. This is a Greg Land cover. Absolutely, when I saw this back in 2016, had to buy it. And I was telling people for years, this and Ultimate Fallout 4. I was buying these when they were $25 to $35 a piece. The regular one, not this one, I wish. But I paid $96 for this book, or was it $92? It was somewhere in the 90s. And I remember when I told people about it, people laughed at me and said it was the most ridiculous thing. Well, I bought this raw. I paid $110 after all, and 20 cents after all is said and done. It came back a 9.8 with white pages. This book currently is valued at about $2,300. So don't listen to most people out there. Most people, they like to mock. They like to make fun of people. You know that they say, you always hurt what you don't understand. So when I bought this, people laughed at me, said I was crazy, said I was wasting my money. Well, you know what? Like they say, he who laughs last laughs best. So how many of you right now would spend $100 on this book raw? So don't always go by what other people say, because most people, they just want to be negative all the time. And you know what? You reap what you sow. So that is another great book that still has potential. A raw book is going to cost you probably about $1,000, but still, it's going to be worth it in my opinion. All right, next up, the top 4. So this is number 6. Well, actually, this is number 4 because we're going down. So another book, I was telling people for years to get this book before this character shows up in a movie. So there's still potential. Again, you want to buy stuff before anything's announced, so the books will only go up. This is not going to be a one-and-done character. This is Fantastic Four, issue number 5. This is the first appearance of Doctor Strange. Now, we know the Fantastic Four has been acquired by Disney. They are going to be using the Fantastic Four very soon in the next couple of years. They're probably going to wait a little bit for Doctor Doom. So this is going to go up twofold, because you're going to first have the Fantastic Four finally hitting the MCU. That's going to raise the price of all Fantastic Four books, because most people wait until there's an announcement. I guess because most people like to spend extra money. And so this book is going to go up. And then when they finally have Doctor Doom, even in a teaser trailer or an end credits scene, what do you think is going to happen to this book? It's going to skyrocket. So I bought this book about 2 years ago. I paid, it was already graded, so it's a 2.0, so it's a lower grade. It has off-white pages. As I always say, low grade is better than no grade. But I paid $1,100 for this book, and that was including shipping and handling. This book currently is valued at about $2,600. And this is a CGC book. So this is worth $2,600. I paid $1,100. And it's still going to continue to go up. So even though some people say, oh, I don't want or I don't like low grades, well, I can already more than double my money if I sold this. Now, I can't afford a 6.0 of this book, or a 7.0, or even a 5.0. So you get what you can afford. And if somebody laughs at you because you can only afford a 0.5, is that the type of person you want to associate with anyway? You want to associate with positive people that say something is better than nothing. Because whether this is a 2.0 or a 9.8, I still own it. And again, it always bases on what you pay for it. If you have a 9.8 of this book, it's probably worth about, let's say, $200,000. How many of you watching this right now, whether it's live or whether it's later on, how many of you can afford $200,000? So that book you're going to be sitting on for a long time. Now, it also depends on what you paid for it. What if you paid $175,000? So you're going to have to wait a long time for somebody to come along and be able to afford a 9.8 of that book. And as the price gets higher and higher, you're going to get less and less people who can afford to buy it. Lower grades, I paid $1,100. In 5 years, this is probably a $4,000 to $5,000 book. You think I'm concerned that it's a 2.0? Don't let people distract you from what you can afford, and don't overspend, especially if you can't afford it. Don't go bankrupt because somebody else is trying to outdo you and say, oh, look, you only have a 2.0, I have a 7.5. Well, congratulations. Some people were born with a silver spoon. Some people can just barely afford enough to be able to put food on the table. So get what you can afford, and don't let anyone make you feel bad because you cannot purchase what they purchase. Like I said, whether you own a 0.5 of that book or a 9.8, you still own it. So who cares? If you bought that 0.5 and you paid $200 and it's worth $500, you've more than doubled your money. So if you're an investor, how many stocks are going to double or triple? Think about it. All right, so next up, the last three. These are my grails. I have several of these. This is the highest graded one I have so far. These are getting out of reach. I've been telling people for years, and this still has potential. Just imagine what's going to happen to this book the day they finally announce an actor, then the day they finally have a trailer, and then the day they finally make a movie. You think this book is going to go down, stay the same, or shoot to the moon? So even though this book is expensive, this book still has potential, but you're losing the potential each day you wait. So again, even if you have to get a 0.5, it's better than nothing. Your 0.5, depending on what you pay for it, may double in price. So if you spend $500 on a 0.5 and it ends up in a couple years worth $1,000, that's pretty darn good in my book. So I bought this a couple years ago. This is a PGX. It's an older label, graded an 8.0. One day I might crack this out and get it pressed, because it looks like this book was not pressed. So it might even go to an 8.5. So I'm debating on it. We'll see what happens. But I paid $1,563 for this book. Make sure it has the Marvel stamp. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my videos, especially if you're new. Go to my videos under my playlist under tips and advice, and look where it says for the value stamps. It'll tell you what those are all about. Otherwise, you're going to get a green label qualified, marked incomplete, even though it is basically the size of a regular postage stamp. So again, this book still has potential. This is the first full appearance of Wolverine. Hulk 180 is another book to get. That's his first cameo appearance. If you can't afford this book, get the Hulk 180. 0.5, the 2.0s are still fairly affordable. They're not going to stay that way for too much longer. So I cannot stress, some of these books that I've shown, especially books like this, they still have potential, but you're getting close to the deadline of being able to get them without spending 5 times more. So don't hesitate. Trust me on this. I'm not steering you wrong. So I paid $1,563. That's with shipping and handling. As of now, this book is worth about $3,800. Now again, that's GoCollect.com with CGC. But you think I'm going to be able to sell this for more than $1,500? Especially when Wolverine gets a movie? Absolutely. even with PGX. So don't always go by the greater either. Obviously, you're going to make more with CGC, but again, you're going to spend more. So keep that in mind. There is the fluctuation. All right, last two are the Grail amongst Grails. This one I bought about, I think it came a day or two after I shut down my original We Love Comics channel. Never will I do that again, but the haters got me to the point where it was just a different time. I got frustrated, gave up, shut down my channel, never got to show this one. People have seen it since, but this is one of my Grails, and again, this has so much potential, even if you can get a 0.5 or a coverless book, because I even have coverless books. You know, there are plenty of people that say how much they love comics, but yet they will refuse to ever buy a comic that's coverless. Well, that makes no sense to me, because if you love it for the reading, you don't read anything on the cover. So yes, obviously everybody would love a complete book, but how many of you can afford, you know, Detective Comics 27, you know, with a cover? Even just the cover. So, you know, you get what you can afford. But this is X-Men #1. I bought this a couple of years ago when I got a bonus at my massage place. It is a 3.0 with creamed off-white pages. There is tape on the interior cover, but that's not considered restoration. This book has so much potential. I paid with shipping and handling $2,062.69. Now again, this is another book that is going to skyrocket because why? Disney acquired Fox, and the X-Men are probably a good 3 to 5 years away. Now, it does have a crack in the case, but that's okay. I can always get another case for it, but it doesn't affect the book. So, great book. I paid $2,062.69. This book currently is worth about $4,500. This is another book that is going to continue to go up. So don't listen to most of the people who are trying to sell you all these flavor of the month books, because especially these newer books, I mean, you just have to look at the track record. Look at Naomi. Look at Thor 390. Look at Weapon H. Look at, what's his name? That Rob Liefeld one. Inspector X, or whatever his name is, Inspector Gadget. They keep going down. They're hot for a little while, but people get tired of them, and they're not established, and they drop off the face of the earth. You know, at one point in Naomi #1, 9.8 was going for between $500 and $700. Now, good luck trying to sell it for $150. Be careful with those things. I know a lot of people want to gravitate towards, oh, you got to get this new book, and if you buy it for cover price, that's great. You can take the chance on it. But if you're spending $30, $40, $50 the same day a book comes out, you better hope that character just becomes something. And most of them don't. And the comic book companies know this. Why do you think they keep redoing all of the comics and keep putting out #1 after #1? Why do you think they keep reintroducing or introducing new characters? Because they know people are going to pounce on them. They're going to make a poop ton of money, and then most of them drop off the face of the earth. So don't always base things on emotion. You were given a brain to think. And don't always go with what some of these channels, especially ones that work at a comic book store, trying to sell you newer books. Because yes, do I sell some comics? Absolutely. But do I sell comics based on what information I'm giving? No. So be very careful with who you get your information from. You know, some people, you may like them, they may be nice, they may talk well, they may be very popular, they may say the things you want to hear, but if in the end you keep getting screwed over or you keep losing out on your investments, you know, you are the company you keep. So keep that in mind. I've had plenty of people want to trash me for some reason, but yet I keep being right more times than I'm wrong. So it's your choice to listen to everybody, but listen to ones that are going to help you, not the ones that make you feel good or join in a circle where everybody pats themselves on the back. You know, you don't need a circle jerk. Alright, so last but not least, this is my #1 issue. This one, to me, is the gold mine. I actually have a CGC 0.5 that's a purple label because it's a coverless, but they put a replica cover on it. But I don't care for the price I paid for it. I think I paid like $500 for that one. But then I was able to get another bonus at my massage place. Spent this wisely because I knew this was going to be something that's going to guarantee to go up. So this is my #1 comic that I own. and that is Fantastic Four, issue number 1. This is a 2.5. It is signed by Stan Lee on the inside cover. That means it was signed probably years ago. Now, it does have glue along the spine, but I don't care. So the cover's loose, and there is some small amounts of glue on the spine. Somebody tried to glue it at one point. So it is basically a restored comic, but I don't care. For the price I paid, this book is going to continue to go up. So it's a 2.5. It has off-white to white pages. I contacted somebody on eBay. They had this listed for $6,500, which even at that price was not bad, especially for a Stan Lee signed book. I offered them $5,000. They took it. So yes, that might seem like a lot of money, and I did spend a lot of money on this book. That was when I was selling some of my comics to get the house. I knew I had to take some to reinvest some of it. No, that was beforehand when I was selling some books. That was before I was getting the house. That was back in February. But I paid $5,000. Right now, this book unsigned is worth about $7,800. And again, this book has so much potential. This will probably be a $10,000 to $15,000 book within the next 5 years. So again, even if you can only afford a coverless book, get anything that you can get. Anything Fantastic Four, X-Men, Silver Surfer, Wolverine, all of those books still have so much potential. Stay away from the flavor of the month. Save your money if you have to get some of these books instead of spending $20 here, $40 here, $50 here on books. Like even one-and-done characters. I mean, how valuable is your first appearance of Ultron right now? Even the first appearance of Thanos is going down. Now, I don't think that will stay down. You're always going to have fluctuations because there are going to be people that ride an emotional roller coaster. So if there's a movie, you see the price go up. If he's no longer in the movie or they die or whatever, the price goes down. But somebody like Thanos is a key character. So when the price goes down, that's not your time to panic sell. That's your time to impulse buy. To say, all right, I'm buying it at a discount. Who doesn't like sales? How many of you go grocery shopping and you need toilet paper and you see it 25% off? What are you going to do? Say, no, I'll wait until the price goes up? Or you say, all right, I need some toilet paper. It's 25% off. Let me stock up on the toilet paper so then when I need it, I have it. Be smart with your money. I mean, if you're a multi-millionaire or you have somebody that has a trust fund that they gave you and you could spend thousands of dollars a day like it's, eating a slice of bread, God bless you. But the average person like me, and I'm sure most of you, can't afford to do that. So why throw away your money if you don't have to? Just because somebody on a YouTube channel or a comment section made you feel bad or made you feel good that you purchased it, even if you overspent. It makes no sense to me. So be a smart investor. Now, obviously, if you're collecting just to collect, you don't care about that stuff. But again, why spend more money if you don't have to? Because if you're buying solely to collect, well, if you can buy a $2,000 book for $1,000, well, then you have an extra $1,000 to buy another book you love or pay some bills. Why just throw your money away? It makes no sense. So those are the books. If you haven't seen them all because you just came in, just rewind, watch this. Please leave your comments. If you're one of my power viewers, make sure you leave your presence known in the comment section. Remember, a power viewer is somebody that watches a video from beginning to end. That means you don't have to watch it live right now. You can come back and watch it or take 5 or 6 days to watch it. But a power viewer watches a video from beginning to end. No cheating because this is based on the honor system. Ultra power viewers watch every one of my videos they click on from beginning to end. And don't forget, I just posted the link again. I am still selling some of my comics. I'm selling some mystery boxes. I am selling one of my giant size X-Men #1 for, I think, $499 plus shipping. It's a lower grade, but if you don't think that book has potential, you're not a smart investor. But just because you might not think you're a smart investor doesn't mean you cannot become one. Just make sure you get the right advice. Popular advice that is bad is not good or helpful advice. So don't always go by what the masses think, because like I've said in the past, centuries ago, the masses all said the world was flat. So let me tell you, what do you think the masses know? And the people that actually said the world was round, they executed or imprisoned. So if you want to be one of the sheep, don't be surprised to get slaughtered. So those are the books. Hopefully, not only did you find this entertaining, you found it informative, and if you did, your thumbs up will show me. Your sharing of this will help, because especially when I had to move, I couldn't make all the videos I wanted to, and especially with us losing Luna, it definitely affected us as well. Make sure you do not give your pets any dry food. If you don't know about that, I have a video I made that YouTube is silencing. If you want to know the truth about that, please check it out. Check out my other videos. Hit the subscribe button. And today's surprise subscriber shout out, we're going to give to Alex the Comic Hoarder. He hasn't had a shout out in a while. He has a YouTube channel. Please go check him out. Give him a subscribe. And if you do, leave a comment on one of his videos saying you came from We Love Comics. I want to support other people. Alex is a great guy. He's got great comics. He puts some of mine to shame. So go check out some of his videos. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out my comics for sale. It does help us get situated and everything. And remember, I still have 2 stray cats, and we have a technically 3rd stray cat that's been outside our house. We feed every day. So strays find us no matter where we go. So thank you to everybody here. Natasha, thank you for your thumbs up. I appreciate that. And I'll see you next video. And don't forget, it is not you. It is not I. It is We Love Comics. Have a great day, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy investing. Make deals. Wait for deals. And have a great day. I'll see you soon.